Hey Spuds, how's it going? It's Jamie. Welcome back to another video. First on our channel, I don't know, but welcome either way. And today is a very special video because I am joined by the fabulous and the colourful and the wonderful Rolly.
I am a spectre haunting the property today. Very white and ghostly appearance. Until I tattoo my face, then I'm just rainbows all over my face.
Oh, well, the fascinating. Unless you decide to just like black out everywhere.
Yeah, I'm the Black Alien Project Part 2. Like, I don't think. Hello, I'm back. Have you missed me? I'm sure some of you haven't.
As if you don't know who Rolly is, we have collaborated quite a few times now.
Yeah, I had enough that I made like an actual playlist on my channel of all of our stuff together because I was like, oh, there's enough now that it feels like a real playlist and like
feel
3 videos.
Privileged. I think I've probably collabed more with you recently than Shaba if we don't think about the podcast.
Absolutely, yeah, that doesn't count because that's a joint thing. Yeah, well, I mean, as it should be because I am the be-all and end-all of existence.
Sure.
Yes.
You are.
Thank you, yes, and you agree because you know if you don't agree...
I'll die.
Yeah. So yes, hello. So yes, hi, I Rolly. I do videos on piercings, body modifications, tattoos. We do a lot of Reddit stuff as well. It's mainly what we collab on my channel as well for Reddit things. And just lots of just like self-expression stuff. So yeah, come follow my journey of expression, girls.
Love it. Links are down in the description box. We also did a video where you exposed me to your hate comments.
Yes. So on Jamie's channel, we've done this a few times. I've read his hate comments. So I was like, no, this time you're gonna come onto mine. You're gonna read my hate comments because of course they're different. And Barmy Wami.
I went on a journey.
You went on a journey.
I really did.
And I don't know if you're back yet. You're still sort of floating in the clouds of bigotry.
That's a very bad way to be floating in the clouds.
Fly on the wings of bigotry. Fly, baby, fly.
Exactly.
Do you know what that song is either? Oh, God. I'm not that much older than you. Shit, millennial he is.
I sheltered.
Sheltered.
Yes.
Beaten. Put in a cage.
If you're liking Rolly, which you should be, go click the links down in the description box. But for today, I thought I would bring you fully, because I know you've heard of Transvestigation.
Yes.
But we're going to have a proper deep dive. We're going to read some things about it. We're going to look at some celebrities that have been transvestigated and just react to it and have a good laugh at some truly bananas conspiracy theories.
I'm very excited. I love a conspiracy theory. Yeah, we all love to say them. But as long as you don't start believing them, that's when the issue comes in.
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah, they're putting magnets in the 5G and it kills you and die. COVID was made by people in a lab and then they did it for make 5G towers.
Oh, I thought it was made by the reptiles in the core of the earth.
Oh, the moon. Reptiles live on the moon as well. David Icke. Oh, they live on the moon. The Queen was a reptile girl. Well, she's dead now, so not a very good one, is it?
Anyway, on the topic, Transvestigation, what to know about the bizarre and transphobic conspiracy theory.
Okay.
So the conspiracy theorists who think all celebrities are secretly trans, transvestigation, or elite gender inversion.
Ooh, elite. I mean, the elite. It's very Illuminati.
It's all this idea that to get the fame and power, that was the sacrifice.
Okay.
They had to be trans, and that's why they're famous, because they sold their cisness for fame.
What is that? Where's the logic behind that?
It doesn't exist.
No, but I think we said this, but I think we've actually done this a little before. But like, I always love to try to decipher just like the actual reasoning. But like, you hate everyone, so why would people be things that you hate?
It's honestly so bizarre, and I think this sums up well as it combines phrenology, pseudoscience, and new age woo woo in one transphobic package. I love that, new age woo woo.
What's that first? Phrenology.
Phrenology.
What is that?
It's a pseudoscience, and it's something to do with the shape of the skull, saying something about the person, and I believe it used to also be quite a racist thing back in the day.
Oh, I feel like every word stems from some kind of awful racism.
Yes.
Unhinged trans investigators think they're the only cis people left. Jesus, that's very the Westboro Baptist Church being like, we're the only ones getting into heaven. Like 50 group of them. Once you buy into the hateful conspiracy theory, you'll turn against anyone.
That sounds very ominous.
It does, yeah.
But like, imagine thinking that
we're apparently
cis
a cult.
people. Yes, I know exactly. Tell me this doesn't sound like a cult.
Absolutely, yeah.
Imagine thinking you're the only cis people left and being like, we're endangered.
Oh, no.
We're like the panda. They're about as clever as a panda.
Well, don't they say like they don't reproduce because they're too lazy or something? Yeah.
Transvestigation is online transphobia played out to its absurd endpoint. It's rooted in fear and paranoia over the supposed trans agenda and gender ideology. Who is allowed to be a woman and who is not? Sounds like a game show.
It's like
Stoked by right-wing politicians and their media allies.
I can just imagine like a judge with like one of those. What's the hammer called? His
Oh,
actual
gavel.
name. A gavel to be like, woman, man, there's a cat in here.
There's a cat.
I didn't realise the cat was allowed in here.
He likes sitting under the laundry. Oh, he's allowed in here when we're in here.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. When I cat sit, they were like, if you let the cat in the game room, we're going to beat you to death.
It's because the other one pees on that chair.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
That's not actually coloured yellow. That's because it's got so much piss in it. It's made
Yeah,
yellow.
we just went with it in the end.
It's so yellow and full of piss. My eyes have gone yellow.
Oh, that's why.
The twilight. You've entered the twilight zone.
I have heard of that.
It's like something out of that Twilighty show about that zone.
I find it hilarious. Paranoia over the supposed transgender and gender ideology. So some of the stuff they base it on is really bizarre. People go into like the whole female markers, male markers. This is, if a female fits this type, then they're definitely a woman. And if they don't, they're actually secretly a man.
Okay.
So skull shape, hip shape, and Q angles, a legit scientific term for the shape of the leg, are all commonly pointed to as evidence, echoing the racist pseudoscience of phrenology with extra transphobia to boot. Often, investigations are no more sophisticated than photoshopping lines over celebrity pics. We're going to see them.
Okay.
Images showing Henry Cavill's girly eyes, Paul Mescal's flaming foot, or even Andrew Tate's apparent lack of bulge are all the proof of Transvestigators need.
Girly eyes.
They've gone for Andrew Tate, though.
Well, yes. I mean, the extreme people, trans. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, wow.
Andrew Tate, female clown, thin, V-shaped clavicles. Oh yeah, one of the big ones is if your collarbones do that, like they're this shape, female. If they're straight, male.
Am I straight?
Nothing about you is straight.
Tesc.
Depends on where your shoulders are. So his hands on his legs, which means his shoulders are slightly raised, which would point his clavicles
Of course,
up.
yeah. Body. If I do
Yeah.
this, then my body's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ow. Scent of the V-shaped clavicle.
Yeah. He also has a short humerus and round muscles are feminine?
What?
Round muscles.
Yeah, but the thing is, anyone can go to a gym and get themselves round muscles. Like,
Yeah.
if women go to the gym, like if cis women go to the gym, they can make themselves look round in the arms or like round in the shoulders. Like if they just work out. Like does that mean that they're men? I'd like.
Yes.
But it means that he's a woman.
It means that he's a woman, and apparently he also has breast reduction surgery scars.
Where?
I have no idea.
I mean, can I just make one? I want to make a point right here. I loathe Andrew Tate to the
Yes.
stage where I want him to rot in hell. But like, we can look at this objectively and go, they're speaking wrong about this person. But also, no penis. Like, they need to stop watching porn. They're expecting every man to have this like huge thing that's like the size of a golf ball.
A golf ball? No. 2 golf balls and a jumbo
Two
sausage.
golf balls. But they're expecting them to have like these huge jump.
Yeah.
Like, but also, he's in a swimming pool. It might be a bit cold. But why am I trying to decipher why he doesn't have much of a bulge at the moment? Like,
He's
there's many
sat with
different
his
reasons.
legs apart.
Yeah, like, can we just stop? It's the blatant objectification and like sexualizing of the no penis. Like, why are you staring there anyway?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, I just
And
weird.
that's the bit that needs the circle round
Yeah.
it. Nowhere else.
fetish people.
It's also the ridiculousness of who they go after.
Yeah.
Because there's some people where like you could probably convince somebody silly enough if you told them hard enough, yeah, this is the point why this person is, because maybe they express more femininely and they're a cis man. But like they take really like masc dudes and really feminine women and are like, oh no, because of this like tiny little thing that actually nobody else can see.
Yeah.
Where are all of these things?
Maybe this is why people keep saying that I'm a woman.
You're being transvestigated.
I am.
Rolly,
Transvestigated.
you transitioned for your subscribers,
I
didn't you?
did. I actually transitioned as a child to just completely unclockable. I'm living a stealth life.
This one is just listing some of the people they've transvestigated. So Henry Cavill, Margot Robbie, Kristen Stewart, Anne Hathaway, Farrah Fawcett, Marilyn Monroe, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Ryan Gosling. Apparently they're lying.
Why?
I don't know.
Where's the logic in it? Like, is it literally like, because they would say the Illuminati, you're seeing like they used to say before, they'd be like, oh, if they sell their soul to the devil, they're part of the Illuminati and then they become famous. Are they now saying they'll trans themselves up and become famous?
Yes.
And now,
yeah. Transvestigation Hollywood.
oh, get a grip. Oh my, what is this?
Easy to spot for those with eyes to see. So it's the male straight clavicles and the female ones. They're saying Anne Hathaway has straight clavicles. Therefore, Anne Hathaway is a man. Even if these celebrities were trans, right, there's still so much transphobia in there because they're not going, Anne Hathaway is actually a trans woman. No, they're saying Anne Hathaway is a man.
A man, yeah.
They're not saying Andrew Tate is a trans man. They're saying he's a woman.
A beautiful man.
Beautiful. Stunning.
The people who are making all these theories, right, I would love to see what their collarbones are. Marge Simpson is a man.
I just think they're neat.
Well, that voice, the 8 months on tea.
Perhaps it, well... yeah.
It's always my goal to make you muttly laugh every video.
I get comments on this, people like, oh my god, are you okay? Is your lungs ill? No, it's just because I laugh with such power that it can't come through my, like, throat in this force. So it makes it sound like a muttly laugh. So I'm not dying, I'm not unwell. It's just that's how I laugh, because it's like a power laugh.
Power laugh.
That's my X-Men power. I laugh and people just explode.
Oh.
Ha ha! Dead.
And the result of this paranoid delusion and nastiness, perhaps unsurprisingly, it has turned inwards. In 2022, one of the main figureheads of the movement, Inanna Snow, a chess-playing vegan and New Age hippie, was booted out of the Transvestigation group she used to manage, herself accused of being trans. They just hate everyone, and then eventually they hate each other.
Yeah, because they run out of people. Because how many more times can you talk about the same people over and over again? They'll get bored. I mean, I don't know who else is on the list, but they're like, oh, Anne Hathaway. It's like, yeah, we spoke about her a month ago.
Yeah.
Oh, did you Anne Hathaway? Yeah, but eventually then it's like, oh, our founder, Queen Bitch, is now a man.
To you non-believers, I just got muted because I pointed out your queen has a male skull.
Oh, for God's
and then they start misgendering her to be like, he then again posted his biomarkers pic that proves to show no female markers and pointed out, I got girl eyes, lol. Look deeper and take a look at this gaze. That's a female staring at you? With that energy in the eyes? Nah. There's a reason he went through every biomarker in his investigation video on YouTube, but didn't include the energy within the eyes, the window to the soul. Not just the eyes, the energy in the eyes.
The energy, yeah. These people think they're so deep.
It is Delulu.
I'm gonna get loopy on my poopy. Oh, it's absolutely unhinged. Imagine having no life whatsoever. They're just like, oh, the energy in the eyes means you're a man. What's my energy? What's the energy coming out of my eyes?
Piss.
Correct. Yeah, well done. Yes, Crystal Maze, you won the trophy. The trophy, the crystal.
Oh,
can you start the fans, please? We shouldn't talk about him. He's a transphobic twat, isn't he?
Who?
The Crystal Maze man, who like run the Crystal Maze, that bald guy.
Really?
Yeah, because he was in Rocky Horror Picture Show as well. He came out like a while ago now, and it was like saying all the anti-trans women stuff. And like, you'll never be a woman.
Get in the bin. There's a Transvestigation Facebook group that I looked at recently that started accusing the lady running it that she was trans, and she responded by accusing them back and then posted a video of herself highlighting all her feminine features.
Oh, for God's
Flat
sake.
forehead, no brow ridge. This is her post of her markers. So flat forehead, no brow ridge, shallow inset eyes, soft jaw, narrow round shoulders, natural breasts, short torso, flaring hip bone, real girl, real queen.
But all of this, like, the thing is, like, they're playing themselves at their own game. All this can be achieved with surgery. So, like, if you're using this as, like, examples of, well, I'm actually a woman, but then you're doing this to other people being like, well, you're not this because you look like this, but you could have easily made any of this with just surgery.
And also, what determines whether a brow ridge is small enough or not?
Yeah, where's the brow ridge investigator?
They get out their brow ridge thermometer?
Thermometer, yeah.
Ruler.
How do you test your temperature? Well, I shove it in my octave nerve to get up to the brow ridge.
It's called a lobotomy.
Can you imagine?
Some in the groups express strained marriages and family relationships because of their obsession with the transvestigating conspiracy theory.
Well, it will. This is the thing. It will start to...
It's like Glinner.
It's like Glinner being like, oh, the trans will took everything away from me. And it's like, well, this is what we call consequences.
Yeah.
Like, eventually, people around you will either distance themselves from you, or you'll do stupid shit where you're like, oh, my sister was actually born a man, and my parents lied to me. You're actually called Keith. Like, it's the brow ridge on you, girl.
Yeah, and then they'll start transvestigating themselves.
Yeah, they'll look in the mirror. Oh my, I was trans as a child. Look, my shallow, sunken-in
I
eyes.
literally wouldn't be surprised if that's the next step for some of them, to be like,
absolutely.
I was secretly transitioned as a child.
Yeah. J.K. Rowling. Oh, God, Eminem.
Looking pretty feminine. Okay, I will like...
That's quite funny.
They get half a point
Eminem.
because feminine
Oh,
is
me
funny.
and Luxera watching this video about like old SJWs from like the internet. It was a video like being what happened to them. As much as I hate right-wing people, there was one of them that they called them Triggerlypuff, and it was so funny because they were like pink and like Jigglypuff, and I was just like, I hate that I find this so funny, but Triggerlypuff, I was just like, oh my God.
If we're gonna call out the non-inventive, unfunny stuff from people, sometimes something things are.
I always say when I get hate comments, I'm like, I really want you to be really funny. I want you to say like the most horrifically hilarious, hateful thing, but like hilarious. And I'm like, do you know what? That's actually funny because I can laugh at myself.
Yeah.
So someone called me like, but made it like a really hilarious joke, I would die of laughter. So yeah, sometimes feminims, that's I think that's quite funny.
They said he looks like a classic lesbian. Now I know why he never smiles. He looks like someone named Betty when he does. What? Ludicrous.
Oh God. Henry Cavill's girly eyes shows Henry Cavill's not a guy. No matter how much work you get done, they can't change the energy coming out of their eyes. The windows to the soul. I'll post more pics in the comments. Please post more pics of him. Yes, bitch. Henry Cavill could get it. I don't understand.
Broly's like, I don't care.
I don't care.
What he is.
Well means next week. Okay, so what I find interesting about these people, they think they're that deep. They think they have this like ethereal sort of power. Clairvoyant people or like psychic people are like, I can talk to the dead. Oh, someone's here with the letter A. Does A mean anything to you? Oh, Agatha. Yeah. Oh,
my great aunt's sister's dog.
yeah. And then like a group of like old people being like, oh, there's a dead father here. And they're all like 80 years old women. It's like it's like they think they're so deep and meaningful. It's like this same people they're like, I can really read the energy coming out of his eye. Oh, her eyes.
Special skill there.
Special skill, absolutely. Like it's
Go
just,
on, Britain's Got Talent. Read the judges.
I find it interesting that like I'm using their own logic against them. He looks so manly. Like it's
literally Superman.
It's so manly that the idea that they would look at him and go, this is actually a woman. What do they think a man is? I would love to know who they look at and go, that's a man. They seem to transvestigate people who are not men or who are not women. I want to know who they actually think is one.
Well, if he had the eyes of the Queen Transvestigator, then he'd be a man.
Oh yeah.
Because she apparently had man eyes. Man energy.
What is man eyes?
Menergy in the eyes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, love a pun. What is man eyes? Do I have man eyes?
Misogyny? No, Rolly, we've determined you have piss eyes.
Piss eyes, yes. Hello. Welcome to the toilet. I feel like I have quite a manly face. I've got a big nose. I've got a ridge here. Like, I've got a protruded chin. I don't think I've got the strongest jawline. But, like, I wear makeup and I got mascara on and wear contact lenses. But, like, they'd probably look at me and be like, oh, man. But then look at him and be like, woman.
Yeah.
Like, I love that
It doesn't...
I make him look like a woman. Are you okay? I spent all my life being called the T-Slayer, all this horrific stuff, and now all of a sudden I'm like, yes, I'm the man. And that's the one. I mean, if that could be my woman, why not? Yeah.
Suddenly you're straight.
I know.
And then...
The f*** is that?
This is the skull
Oh, it's
shape.
Chad Boner, isn't it?
Chaz Bono was always a male. So this is how they explain away genuinely trans celebrities, by saying that they have done it twice. That them transitioning publicly is them transitioning back into their original sex.
Oh, that's totally unhinged.
Yeah. So is this a reverse transvestigation? It's how they explain like Elliot Page and Laverne Cox and Chaz Bono.
But what I don't understand is, right, so this person here, they've got like the skull over their face and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But like your face shape and how your bones will look like from the outside will look actually different depending on like how big or small you are as well. Like if you're someone who's really like large and may have some more fat around the face, like you won't be able to see the jawline to be able to use this to begin with.
Yeah.
Or if you're someone who's like so unbelievably skinny, it's gonna make your face shape look different. Like you can't see someone's skull. So like this, to put this over his face, his skull's not gonna be like that, because you're telling me that this part here of his head
Just disappears.
like, this is all going to be part of his skull still.
Because the overlay with his like face shape from the outside, some elements of the female skull fit better and some elements of the male skull fit better, but it's because you can't see his skull. You're basing it off his literal like skin covered face.
Yeah.
What? No, you know what it is? They think they have X-ray vision.
They do. If you're someone who's larger, you're going to have more, like, size around the face, and you won't be able to, like, see things like that. I don't get it. It's so weird.
It's impossible to tell somebody's skull shape down to this level of detail when they are not dead, or you have not done some kind of X-ray on them.
Yeah, I don't understand. Oh, these sound like flat earthers.
Oh yeah, no, full on. Trump. They've transvestigated Trump.
I buy it. Woman. Wouldn't they be supporters of Trump? Shouldn't they be on Trump's side? Because liberal people, this isn't liberal people, is it?
I mean, it's more typically found in right-wing people, but I feel like when you found out someone was like really liberal, really left-wing, it was kind of automatic assumption, you'll most likely be LGBT plus friendly.
Yeah.
Or at least you're not going to be extremely bigoted, you might be neutral.
Yeah.
Now, with trans people and trans topics, I feel like it's so hit and miss.
Yeah.
You can find people who are extremely left-wing in every single way, except when it comes to trans people.
Okay.
And I don't get it. Well, I do get it because I think it's because a lot of the lies that TERFs say, a lot of the arguments they give is in like protecting kids and like protecting women's rights, they appeal more to left-wing audiences. And so therefore they've got this like pull of here's a left-wing argument, but then actually like transphobia was more traditionally a right-wing view.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Stupid.
But now they've transvestigated Trump. Where is the masculine square jaw? I also see a flat forehead and no male brow bone, soft female eyes set closer together as on a female skull, small features and small hands as seen on other photos. Put your political views aside, this group isn't about politics. It's funny how we're able to look at other presidents and their wives, but not the biggest idol in Babylon. I'm not
in Babylon?
Yeah, what does that mean? Is that a religious?
Echo your heart, echo your head, and say me now, Babylon.
No, sorry. Not ringing.
You were so terrible.
Not ringing
like
any bells.
I love that song. Michael Gray, is that what it's called?
Oh, I'll look it up. Anyway, not on either side, as both sides work for the same master. I'd assume they're talking about God.
The thing is, as well, it's like, again, I'm not trying to body shame. He's got a bit of chub around his face, so of course you're not going to see his jawline because he's got slightly more, like, fat here. I don't understand what you're expecting.
There's also no allowances for individual differences. It's like all men have to fit this cookie cutter, all women have to fit this cookie cutter, but then the cis women that they're like, no, they're men because of this, they don't fit the markers of men that they themselves have set.
Yeah.
So it's like you're chucking a whole bunch of people into this void in the middle and you're not explaining how that works.
I'd love to see what these people look like.
Yeah.
I want to trans investigate them. Just throw it back.
I have a hunch about Robin Wright, who played Jenny in the film Forrest Gump. There's just something off and I get male aura. What do you all think?
It is all the shame that all the real women are hidden as men in disguise and the breasts removed, etc. And the real men are hidden in women disguise with fake breasts, etc. You just wish for them that they could be who they should be.
That's what trans people
That is
are
what
doing.
trans people are doing.
Why are they so exhausting?
I feel like picking things like this is easier because it's so old now that like they don't look anything like that now.
Yeah.
So for them, they can look back. It doesn't matter if people disagree or whatever because that was such an old time ago. Like they're hidden because it's old. Oh, look at the old. Like I think it's easier to look at a really old photo of someone and make judgments then than it is right now because if it's right now, then they can come back at you and like dispute it because they'll look different. Everyone ages and looks different as they get older.
Yeah.
But they can't dispute this because it's old.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Where do they allow for gender expression?
Well, they probably don't.
It's like they assume it's the same thing.
If someone like Henry Cavill, who is the epitome of like masculine man energy, I've never seen him once express himself in even a way, let alone a woman way. There's literally got no way that anyone could express themselves that would change anything. Because if they look at someone like him and think woman, and they look at someone like this and thinking man, there is no way of being able to express yourself in a different expression because how could you possibly do it?
Do they really think that them themselves who have figured out this conspiracy theory, that now means they're the only cis people?
Yeah.
Because you figure it out.
Yeah.
You
Well,
are now-
it becomes their identity. It's the same with the COVID deniers people, or the COVID hoaxers. It becomes your complete identity. So it gets to a stage where like, no matter what anyone says to you, you can't agree with anyone else because then suddenly it's like your entire existence is a lie. All the code people who were like anti-COVID, all this kind of stuff before being like, it's a no. They all went to other conspiracy theories when the whole COVID thing stopped. Half of them went to like the trans stuff like this. Some of them went to like stupid 5G stuff
and just
and all that.
vaccinations.
And complete anti-vax altogether.
Yeah.
Like it becomes so intrinsic to who you are as a person that instead of going, I have a belief, it's now, no, I am this.
Yeah.
This is me as a person.
Didn't The Simpsons cover this type of thing where there was a conspiracy and then it was figured out ages ago, but they kept going because they didn't want to lose the group?
There was a tortoise that went missing from like a zoo and they were wondering where it was, and it was actually turned out that Homer had stolen the tortoise in the end because he wanted the conspiracy to keep going.
Yeah.
And he kind of deluded himself into thinking that it was gone.
I felt like that was a really good commentary on this
Oh, it's
type of
completely
thing.
true. It's absolutely. They're unsavable. You can, no matter what you say or do to these people, they will always believe what they want to believe. It's the same with the Trumpies who are like, yeah, Donald Trump, felon, or if that was anyone else, they would instantly be like, how are you voting for that disgusting person? But because it's them, all of a sudden it's like, what? They wanted Hillary Clinton to get locked up because of like some emails and things. Lock her up. But now this person's been convicted of like sex crimes.
Yeah.
And now it's like, what? Donald
Spice
Trump.
Girls. 5 men.
5 men. Oh.
Spice men.
Some of them even have children. Like they're saying,
Spice Boys.
Are they saying that they all just wore like fake bumps? I'm sure all of them have children.
Every single celebrity mother who's been pregnant faked.
Yeah, that's true.
Every single
one. Every single. They were all carried in test tubes. I love how there's actually like no reason.
There's no context.
There's no, it's just 5 men face palm.
Yeah, this photo is literally just posted with no explanation. These Facebook groups, they post the photos and they're just kind of like comment followers, and then they get all of this shit. Oh, they're here more. So we've got The Rock revisited, fails the forensic test as bio-female skull match, 5 times the female gait, legs crossed, 1 foot behind the other, 1 times flamingo foot, but thanks for playing CSI with me. It's all of them, no exceptions. They think The Rock is trans.
What I'm really confused about this is they're talking about how he's walking. I could just suddenly decide one day to do this.
I thought you did that anyway.
I could just decide to do this.
Yeah.
You just take a photo of someone and they're like that and you go, oh, that means you're a woman. Anyone can choose to walk in a completely different way. What's the logic there?
There isn't any.
I know, but I keep...
I know. Yeah, I think like I do this as well, is where you desperately try and find like, I need to find a reason for why these people are doing this and some logic behind what they're saying, but it just doesn't exist.
Mom, are we worried this group is crossing into the conspiracy theory zone?
That made me think, have you seen that? There's that woman called like the Devon woman. She's like, how saucers must walk if there are people. And she like pretends to walk as like saucers and things. So she's like, how types of cheeses would walk. It's hilarious. She's going just like the Devon.
Brilliant.
I'll show you after, it's like the Devon woman or something. And like she like walks as like condiments and things.
Oh my God.
And it's very that what I just did. You could just decide to do that. Stupid.
And then also, with this whole skull thing, again, you can't see somebody's skull, but his face shape fits almost perfectly that male skull overlay.
Yeah.
But not the female. So what are they talking about?
Oh, for God's sake.
Even when wearing a suit, Elon's curvy female spine is evident.
Female spine? Is there a thing? Is that a thing?
No, I don't think so.
Female
and also,
spine?
Isn't that just how suits jackets sit? They kind of go out on the bum a bit.
Yeah, like if you've got a suit, like a suit that's fitted to your body, they will swerve. Not many people have a body shape that's literally just like...
a pencil.
Yeah, like most people have curvature in their body.
And I feel like with the amount of money he has, his suits are probably bespoke.
Although I don't trust him, to be honest, he's an insane person, but...
Primark.
I mean, he would hate that. Imagine Elon Musk being called... do you know what? I actually love this. Keep doing it. Go do more, yeah.
But that's the thing, they call out people that would actually be their allies with these kind of theories and the transphobia. And it's like, why?
Boredom, I think. Some of these people have no idea. Oh, God, here we go. John K. Rowling.
Eventually, I guess the most unhinged transphobia attracts like attention. Author J.K. Rowling has certainly been vocal about her contempt for the trans community, but that led a 4chan user on the LGBT board to argue that she's a trans man currently in the closet.
Yeah.
Then you have the knee-jerk transphobes who will readily accuse her of being born male after looking at her pictures. So she's getting both.
Absolutely.
She's being told, closeted trans man.
I believe it.
Oh, but also now you're actually assigned male at birth.
I also believe it. Yeah, oh my God. It's not just the transphobic tweets. It's literally everything. The way she talks about Harry Potter and tries to retcon? What does that mean? Is that when you change something?
I think so, yeah.
When you retcon everything about the books on Twitter like 15 years after the last book came out. Oh yeah, because it changed Dumbledore was gay. Yes, of course. Dumbledore was gay. Harry would be okay with Black Hermione. Well, for God's sake. The way she writes her books, her essay about BBC, a big part of which doesn't really focus on trans women, but trans men and her obsession with, wow. The fact that she's writing a new series of books under a male name, I mean, I agree. She can't talk about men, women pretending to be men and then use a male name.
Literally, yeah.
Which I haven't read. But what I've heard has some juicy FTM rapper.
What's that?
Is there things like female to male rapper type vibes?
I have no idea what they mean by that.
I honestly don't even like her books, but she's so fascinating to me. I don't follow her much on social media, but whenever I do hear something about her, I'm always thrown into a JK Rowling browsing fest for like a day or two. Get life, seeing what she's been up to, but you cannot convince me that she is a cishet woman. I refuse to believe that fact. I agree. Absolutely agree.
What is it? Like the whole play with fire, get burnt? Mm-hmm. Like she's inserted herself so much into the conversation and these people do not
She's
follow.
got a strong jawline.
She's got a very strong jawline.
Yeah.
These people don't follow any kind of logic or like actually being based in the real world and facts. There's already evidence that they turn on each other. They disagree, TERFs disagree amongst each other.
Oh, absolutely, all the time.
And they just, one shows something slightly different and they're like, oh my God, we hate you now. And it's just, they enjoy hating people. That is the common fact. They've been brought together because they enjoy hating people and they enjoy being obsessed with hating a group of people.
Well, it's like that Kelly woman, the trans girl, who like had to like come out and be like, did it all, all the right wing didn't like her because they've got Blair White, they don't need her. And then she kind of got flip-flopped between like being hateful and nice. Do you know what I'm talking about? The blonde Kelly girl. And she's went, I am a man, we can say I'm a man. And it was just like, these people hate you. They've already shown you that they dislike you, yet for some weird reason you're like flip-flopping between being like centrist and right wing. it's very strange.
I feel like there's a way to come back, but you need to like fully embrace it.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
let yourself be, what's it called? There's a word for it, like when you're de-brainwashed, and I can't
Dead?
remember.
I don't know what
There is
rehabilitated.
something like that, and it's like
Deprogrammed.
yes, probably. And I think all these people just need...
Lobotomized!
Maybe not that extreme. This woman also worked in the nursery looking after children.
The London Eye.
Oh, is that the London Eye?
Yeah. Oh, I think. Yeah, Big Ben look.
Oh yeah, Big Ben woman. Look at the size of her head/facial features compared to her
The
boyfriend.
clock is too feminine. The left hand is too curved. It's Big Bertha. Canooving clock. Ding dong. Did you see that girl on this morning who was like, I'm going to be the clock. Bong, bong,
The
bong,
kids.
bong.
And she was like, bing bong,
It was like, for
bing
God's
bong.
sake, slow news day, sis.
They don't have trans people on in a positive way, but they can have a child going bing bong. Okay, sure.
Identifies Big Bertha.
Look at the size of her head/facial features compared to her boyfriend.
They live amongst us. They look after our children.
That is so bizarre.
But we don't get to see them.
No, I don't know who covered their faces, but apparently they are actually the other way around, and how dare they care for children.
The thing is as well, what I find interesting about this is you're really judging this on just like Western society.
Yeah.
Because there are many places where like people will look different just from like how, you know, just evolutionary as they've grown up in different places of the world. It's a little bit like the talk about genders and things and everything, because there are many cultures where there are other types of genders that have been happily, the Hydra, for example. Hydra? Is that in India?
Yeah.
There's, like, that's considered a third gender that's been around for, you know, for as long as I can even remember. But we have this idea that this is how we think of gender, so therefore we're right and you're wrong, but why? And looking
Yeah.
at people's facial shape, I feel like I look very British. I feel like I look... Well, do I look British?
Yeah?
Yeah, like I
don't know.
feel like sometimes British people have like a very distinctive look.
Do I look British?
I think so, yes. But I think there are certain cultures and certain societies where people look like they're where they're from. So the idea that you can be like, well, this person is a woman because this is what a woman or a man should look like. But it's like, but you're not taking into consideration where they're from. People do look different around the world.
There is so much racism when it comes to transvestigation.
Yeah.
They often, historically, it's not come up a lot in the ones I found today, but in past videos, like they target Michelle Obama a lot. They target the Williams sisters a lot. They really do target, in particular, black women. And it's just all rooted in racism. And that's why at the beginning it was talking about phrenology and the racist background of that,
Yeah.
and it being about skull shape. And it's like, you're right. It's going at this from a westernized perspective of how people should look based on their gender and everything.
Yeah.
And you're putting that on everybody. And not only does it not even count within Western societies, and it's not something you can rely on, it absolutely does not count when you go outside Western societies. And when you go
Yeah.
outside
Yeah.
white people, it is ridiculous. And
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing of like, once you find a bigot, whatever it's about, you peel back the sticker of a transphobe and there's a homophobe, and you take that and there's a racist, and you take that and there's someone who's misogynistic. Like there's always
Absolutely.
something. If they can't hate on this group, they hate on that group.
I mean, maybe it's ignorant to say, but I do feel like eventually like, the whole hate toward trans people will die out and it will get to stuff. But there'll be something else. There'll be something else at the end.
Yeah.
Like these people are never just going to be like these nice, loving people that love everyone. They will always find someone to single out because they're so insecure and they're hateful. But again, when you get to this level of like insanity, like they're never going to come back. So as soon as the whole like hating on trans people or transvestigator becomes even less and less sort of accepted or normal, it will be something else like, I don't know, short people or people who, I don't know, who have big noses. There'll always be something that they decide to hate on.
Yeah, it's like, I hold on hope with like, we've seen the cycle break. We still have issues with misogyny, racism, homophobia, but not this like shouting level that we have now, and this kind of level of like socially acceptableness to be transphobic still.
Yeah.
We're not quite on the same level, and I think once that breaks for transphobia, there'll be something else. And it's the sad thing about it, because it's like, okay, I'm holding out hope as a trans person and looking forward to that day when people realize transphobia is the wrong side of history.
And then you become the bully
However,
for someone else.
Yes. And you will be that someone else.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, bald men.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Bald
yeah,
men.
how male pattern baldness. Sorry, you were going to say I cut you off then. What was the end of your sentence?
I have no idea.
Oh, wasn't that important then, was it?
No.
Oh.
Lady Guy.
Oh my god. I always love the interview being like, so what if I have? Would that be so bad? My fans don't care and neither do I.
And then she did the whole like performance in drag.
Yeah.
She did like a drag king act for a bit, didn't she?
Yeah, she was like hosting an award show or something, and she did it as the man that this guy. Yeah, she did like a drag king act as like a host. She was hosting a talk show or something, or an award show or something like that.
And ever since then, lots of rumours.
Yeah. Again, though, with her, like most celebrities, they've all had surgery done. They've all had different things done. So you can't judge people to be like, well, they've got this kind of jaw now. They look like this, or they've got this. Because they're like, well, do they even look like that anymore? They've had surgery. Things change. Like, I just find it so weird that you would try and investigate people who have had surgery and be like, well, you actually don't know what they look like because they've changed so much features over the years. Tell me, if I had shit tons of money, I'd get a nose job. I'd probably have some like shaving done on my face. I'd have some things. I don't know. I find it odd that you would try to investigate people when you don't really know what they look like to begin with.
No, I see that. But it's also just like, you look at these photos and even the ones of her in drag, she doesn't fit their criteria.
No.
Like there's a curved, like softer jawline. There's like curved hips. I don't understand. And like, obviously it wouldn't mean that a man isn't a man for having those features, but this is somebody who quite clearly and openly identifies as a woman.
Yeah.
And you're saying that she's a man because, I think just because she's done drag.
Yeah. So wearing a suit makes you a man as well.
Yeah.
So
well, then I'm definitely a man.
yeah, and I wear mini skirts all the time. So I'm a
You woman.
No, I can get away with it, you see, because I've got a man face. So I can go out in a sundress with pink lipstick and like, oh yeah, man.
Still a man because
Yeah.
the energy in your eyes.
Oh, the energy in my eyes is giving man, yeah.
Man.
Piss.
And man.
Piss
And
queen.
how much more manly can you get than piss?
I don't know.
with
Dehydrated piss.
What is that
Oh,
lump in Taylor
God.
Swift's swimsuit?
I can't
Strange.
remember. I can't remember what it's called
Mons
now.
pubis.
Is that what it's called? There were some men being like talking about it. I don't know if it was Taylor Swift, but it was someone else. And everyone's just like, you're just outing yourself as never having sex before with a woman.
Yeah. Again, it's like circled and it's just really uncomfortable because she's like out in public on a beach, not there for you to start
Oh,
scrutinizing.
yes. Yeah, she's not dressed in any way, shape, or form like sexual at all. Like, it just looks like she's on the beach. So the fact that you're doing this just shows that you are
Creepy.
perverted. Utterly perverted.
And then we go back to the Andrew Tate one and it's like things can look very similar from different angles. And it's like, so you're saying that constitutes a penis bulge.
Yeah, but his isn't.
But his isn't.
Yeah, absolutely. They're all just like sex-obsessed porn addicts who are just like obsessively looking at people's bodies, who don't have anything else going on in their lives, and they see things like that and they get turned on and then they freak out and they go, well, it must be a man because of this, because I can't accept the fact that a woman might look like this and all this shit. Like, it's all mind rot, it's all brain rot. Everything they do in life all molds into one and they can't process it, so they just panic and say shit like this. The same way I said about Andrew Tate, when I said about they're all obsessed with porn because they expect all these men to have these penises that are like the size of my entire head.
Wow.
When most people don't have that.
Can actually wrap around your
absolutely
head.
like a cobra. But then they get to a stage where they see things like this and go, oh, well, that's obviously a man as well, because like women have to be so flat. They're almost like, actually, you shouldn't be able to say a mound, it should go inwards. Like, it's what you
It should be concave.
Exactly. Like, what do you want? I just don't understand their obsession with her arms look very strange in this photo.
I think it's just the angle.
The
She's
angle
got
is
one
making-
go. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Rolly's like, forget the non-existent bulge.
Now she's an alien jellyfish woman. A bit like one of those things in like garages.
Oh,
where they're like,
the blah, 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 blah.
I don't like billionaires.
I think that's the first stance to
Yeah.
take.
Sorry, Swifties. Your wonderful fave is a billionaire.
On that note of Taylor Swift, we are done.
Are we done?
That's it.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much for joining. How
Thank
have you
you.
found this deeper dive into Transvestigators?
It's been interesting to like, because of course I'm not trans, so you know, you show me your transphobic stuff and see that stuff I'd have on Twitter and all
Yeah.
that. You know, I'm well versed in the trans world. You know, I've got multiple friends as well who are very close to me who are also trans, so I feel educated in it, but I've never seen like this side of it before. I've heard about it, but I've never like gone into it. So it's actually been really interesting to see what they actually think and what they believe men and women should look like. And as suspected, it's batshit crazy.
Makes no sense. No sense whatsoever.
I honestly just feel a bit sad for these people.
It's all they've got in their lives.
It's all they
throw
are.
everything else away.
Well, as much as I don't like Elon Musk, the fact that Elon Musk tweeted J.K. Rowling and said, "Can you
Like,
stop
get a
talking
life."
about trans people?"
Yeah.
And he's transphobic himself, and she carried on. Like, when you get to that level, I feel sorry for you. You must sit there seething, cortisol rushing through that body, aging your face, making your hair fall out, and you're just like seething all the time at anything you possibly can. It's like, what a sad existence.
Oh yeah. No, it must be. And then they go so far into it, even if they wanted to or realised that it was wrong, there's so much that they would have to admit to. And
Yeah.
so much time that they would have to accept that they've wasted.
Yeah, they'll
And
never do it.
So many things they've thrown away that it's probably at that point easier to just carry on destroying yourself with this
Yeah.
obsession.
Yeah.
But yes, that's Transvestigation. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me. I now have a severe migraine and I'm going to be pressing charges.
Okay, that is fair. fair.
I'm also going to go and message Henry Cavill and say, please come over to my home and show me the
Cup of
energy
tea.
in your eye.
Lovely. Let me know how that goes.
Yeah. Brain rot is contagious.
It
You
is.
do this for too long and all of a sudden you forget how to like survive as a
God. Please go click the links in the description box. Go see the video we made on Rolly's channel where equally as confusing and lacking in logic. You'll hate comments.
Yeah, my hate comments are more about me as a person
Yeah.
rather than sexuality. So it's we get a lot of Jesus freaks.
Yeah, lots of religion being used to be bigoted,
Yeah.
which is always disgusting.
And then just obscene things about my windows.
Oh yes, go watch the video. Thank you so much for joining me
Thank
today.
you for
This has been
having
fun.
me. It's always fun to come
Yes.
onto your channel.
Thank you for being my buffer and helping me get through the
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah,
transphobes.
anytime you need to get something really difficult, be like,
Yeah.
can you come
Rolly.
over, please? I need help.
Come
Yeah.
film.
I need someone to make it light-hearted.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And if you did like this video, think about giving a thumbs up and subscribing, but no pressure if you don't want to. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Much love. Bye.